And it is day 16 of the Delphi murders trial, and it was a long day for jurors.
They heard more testimony regarding the Monon Trail and Richard Allen's state of mind.
13 News reporter Samantha Johnson was at today's proceedings, has more.
Morning testimony lasted well into the afternoon today. The defense calling 3 more witnesses and keeping one of them on the stand for about 2 hours. So let's start from the beginning here. Early this morning, we heard from a woman named Betsey Blair. She was back on the stand today, and she talked more about going to the Monon High Bridge twice the day the girls went missing and talking to police about a car that she noticed in a lot nearby. Now, she says it caught her attention because it was in what seemed like an abandoned lot, and it was parked at a weird angle. She described it as a 4-door sedan, not a bright color, but not black. Next up, the defense called a longtime psychiatrist with several degrees from Harvard Medical. He told the jury he specializes in solitary confinement, memory, and false confessions. This doctor listened to phone calls and reviewed transcripts of Richard Allen's time in solitary confinement, and he concluded that Richard Allen was, quote, absolutely showing signs of delirium. The doctor talked about how it's easier than expected to create false memories and that Allen's symptoms inside the prison were, quote, perfectly consistent with how false memories can be formed. Of course, all this tying into the defense's argument that Richard Allen's mental health was deteriorating quickly during his time in prison, which led to his confessions of killing Abby Williams and Libby German. The largest part of the testimony this morning came from a man named Dr. Eric Warren, a forensic scientist who works in firearm and crime scene reconstruction. He spent hours talking about how tools within a gun can leave marks on cartridges as they pass through. All this, of course, talking about that cycled, unfired round collected at the crime scene. So much more to break down from today, especially from that forensic scientist. We'll see you back here in Delphi coming up on 13 News at 5.
All right, a very busy day for those jurors. Sam, thank you. Our Delphi murders trial coverage continues later this hour.
Yes, with legal expert Katie Jackson-Lindsay. She's joining us live in studio to discuss details of today's proceedings. She'll help us break this down. Also, be sure to watch our Delphi debrief shows on WTHR+. That's where we provide a look at the trial, an in-depth look. It's usually weeknights at 10 p.m. WTHR+ is free on Apple TV, Fire Stick, and Roku.